Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and this afternoon we're taking a look at Italian banks. And I've just put out a report. How low can Italian banks go? You can find that if you follow me on Twitter at Charts Today. So that report's just gone up, and you can click on it and read it here. And it's a PDF. So what I did was really simple. I went to Updata, and I've got a list of the MIB 30, which is the Italian index coming in here from Yahoo, and I've just literally got my normal template because the data on Yahoo is daily. I've just got a weekly, a 1%, a daily chart, a 0.5%. I've got here my on-balance volume chart and a couple of moving averages, and a relative strength just relative to the stocks set to a level of 100 at the start of this year, so I can just see very quickly the underperformance or outperformance. So taking a look at the report, basically the first bank was Banca Generali in the list, and so I've pretty well said that it's looking bearish. We've got downside targets, and I've gone with different views. So here we say bearish. The next chart down is also bearish. Then we get to very bearish, and very bearish. One bank that's outperforming is the Financo Bank, which is neutral, and then another bearish bank, bearish, and the last one, UBI Bank, is very bearish. So you can read the report there, but I'd also thought I'd just take a quick look here, because I find it's sometimes easier just to record. So here we've got Banca Generali, bearish below the cloud on the long and medium term chart. The on balance volume not making new lows, nor is the relative strength, but we do have these downside targets, some 10%, this one not yet activated, but here we've got 10% further to go that is activated, and 18%. So it's key that we have got these 12% lower, 49% lower, so potential to fall to almost half if we make new lows, which would be below that May low. Taking a look at the next bank, Medellin, we see here new lows on the on-balance volume, new lows on the relative strength, but and new lows on the price chart. But interestingly, we haven't had the selling thrust to give us downside targets. So each situation is just slightly different. Banco BBM, we do have very clear downside targets here, some 25, 38% lower, 45, 46% lower. So lots of downside targets, and we are sinking lower. This was why we marked this one very bearish. And then if we look at BPA Banco, we see here bearish, bearish, bearish on the on-balance volume, although it's not quite hitting new lows, and the relative strength is also not quite hitting new lows, but we do have these downside targets. So that's literally how we've looked at it. Now I'm running here on icon data. If I had gone to look via Thomson Reuters icon, or if you're using Microsoft Metastock Zenith, then you will get these short-term charts, which just help you see the short-term picture. So the medium-term pictures and long-term pictures are all the same, of course, as in the report, but this allows me to just look at the short-term picture. So we're seeing downside targets on Generali of 18% lower on the short term. We're seeing here 2 to 15% lower, 1.6% lower. BPA Bank, another 11% lower. Financo Bank, no downside targets. Remember, that was the bullish looking one, although the short term chart is bearish. Mediobanca, we've got downside targets, some 7 to 9% lower. UB Banker, we've got a target 10% lower, and UniCredit, we have a target 6% lower. So it's interesting that if you want to look at the short-term charts, then you'll need a feed like Metastock or Thomson Reuters Icon. If you're happy with the daily data, then you can do this via Yahoo. Anyway, that's just to give you a little bit of background to the report. And of course, watching the markets closely. From charts today, we're seeing the US market just having opened lower is actually just starting to gain some strength, but it's on tenterhooks at the moment, and we need to just keep an eye on it. That's it for now. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.